My name is Geoff, I need something to do, an excuse to have conversations with you. I wasted my life gaining pop culture knowledge, which shows much more than my 10 seconds in college. My name is Geoff, Geoff needs something to do.
Welcome to a very special episode of Geoff Needs Something to Do, where we're going to delve deep into the psyche of the man behind the man that hosts the show and bitches about getting said man coffee, even though it will be a nice thing to do. Of course, I know it's not technically his job, but hey, can't you just be a bro and get a guy some Joe? Of course, I'm referring to Chadrick Johnson, producer extraordinaire, who I've lured into the studio to pick at his producer brain. He thinks we're here to meet with Toby about some fun things I've done around the office, and boy, will he be surprised. Yeah. Hey. Where's Toby? You're pranked. I pranked? You are pranked. I prank you. Yes, we're recording. Yes, we're going to do an interview. I do. Yes, put on headphones. We're going to do Romano a Romano recording.
What's that mean? Can you describe what that means? I'm very confused.
I heard a thing once where a guy was like, Romano a Romano. And it was like two guys battling.
Is that like a Greco-Roman wrestling? Greco-Roman wrestling.
Greco.
What are you doing here?
Well,
I thought we were having a meeting. I brought like all this paperwork here of all the shit you've been doing around the office that I just need to.
It looks like a manuscript or something.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. I got just bullet points. Are we not going over any of this stuff today?
Well, no. Toby's at a restaurant with a lady.
Okay.
So
well, hold on. Let me just add this incident right now to this fucking list here. Jesus Christ.
Wait, that looks like a tax form. Toby makes these? Like what? All right, so
now that I'm here, I'm on the clock, I guess.
I
better be.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Geoff coins. Yeah, sure. We got all sorts of those to throw at you.
Hey,
so.
Some people accept those. They're starting to get accepted as bums accept them.
Someone told me that blockchain is involved. So
I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
Oh, cool.
It's not related to Blockbuster Video though. They were very clear with that. I used to work at Blockbuster, so I thought it might help out. I got experience here.
With blocks.
With blocks and.
Ever since you were a little toddler, you've probably had experience with blocks, huh?
And busting them.
What?
I busted blocks.
Because you sat on them?
Is that a fat joke?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I busted blocks by sitting on them, and they made a little poof sound. It sounded like I farted.
Nice.
Yeah, like that type of thing.
That was different than a poof, but a poof, I believe, more. Isn't a poof a slur for a gay dude? Like, look at those poofs over there.
Yeah. Well, I think that comes from the British poofda. Wait, that was Scottish.
That's also like, I think, Norwegian.
Poofter.
Because they say oofda in Norway.
Oh, no, that's oofda, though.
That's what I said.
Maybe British people say oofda with a P.
Why?
I don't know.
They're speaking English.
British.
Norwegians don't speak English.
Who fucking knows why British people do what they do?
True.
They suck King George's dick or whatever.
Is that his king now?
Do they have a king?
I don't know much about geology.
They're so fucking British.
You should couch that one.
So Sofa King. I'm the Sofa King. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore.
At least you're not being recorded or anything right now.
my world famous scatting. Okay. No, how did you? I'm not great at segues. Not as bad as
God,
the guy
I'd love to see you on a
that
segue.
invented them. How'd you get into comedy?
When I was like around 10, I heard Geoff Foxworthy for the first time, and I was like, "This is amazing. This is fantastic. I loved it. I loved that someone could
Found more than 3 dogs.
someone could just talk and make me laugh consistently, and I could listen to it over and over again, and then I could think about it later and start laughing, and that was just,
Interesting.
I loved it. So I was interested in all comedy, everything after that. Since then, every comedian that I saw, I was like, well, there's obviously something that you're doing, even though I don't like your comedy. People like your comedy.
Okay.
So show me. And,
That's cool.
I've always liked, because like now I look back on all the shitty comedians that I would just watch and be like, oh, cool, you're doing comedy your way.
Yeah, I remember watching a lot of like comedy that now I would consider bad, and just being like, oh, I can recognize like the craft involved there.
I used to
And
listen
still
to country
not-
music also when
Well,
I was young.
Yeah, no, that makes
like-
sense. Oh yeah, because I think we talked about this before because I listened to Garth Brooks when I was a kid.
Oh yeah.
When you're that age, I don't think you really understand like the differences in things like genre or like the cultural like differences between these groups. Like you don't have like this knee-jerk reaction against something
No,
just
it's just
because
available
of what
entertainment.
Yeah, exactly. Like you don't have like a preconceived notion of it, and so you can like things that you wouldn't like probably later on. Yeah, no, that's probably similar with Christian music and things like that too. For me, anyway.
So yeah, I absorbed as much comedy as I could because it was my favorite thing ever. None of my friends liked it, so I was always like halfway doing the things that my friends like and comedy by myself. Not doing it, but
Right.
just watching and listening.
It's funny because I have almost exactly the same experience.
It's almost everybody's thing.
Yeah,
Because like if you love comedy as much as we do, you didn't really talk about it
right.
as a kid.
I remember thinking Paul Reiser's special once was really fucking hilarious, and I kept trying to make my dad watch it, and just like he would watch it, and he would be like, "Yeah, okay, what?" Like, and I was just like, "What? What is wrong?"
How's that fucking blowing your mind?
He said fucking noodle.
So up until I was married for a few years, my daughter was like 2, and then I think just being married that wasn't for me.
I do remember when slightly when you were married, and she would be at the shows sometimes.
Nope.
No,
Not one. She came before an improv class and delivered cookies one time, but I never allowed her to come watch me do comedy.
Okay. Was that just because of like I don't want this to be like a gotcha question, but
No,
like
it's fine.
insecurity on your part, or was
totally.
it okay?
Because
It makes sense.
Because she's known me since I was
Okay.
15.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that you guys knew each other that long.
Yeah, so I was 15 when I met her, and so she knows everything about me.
Oh, okay.
So if I lie on stage, I know there's a person in the audience that's going, "Nope, liar." But also
yeah.
like there's just other things like I want to be free to explore stuff and not be talked to about it later, Like I don't think that you should say that kind of thing. I want to learn exactly by myself.
Okay.
I don't want any outside influence.
That's
and-
probably a sign that it wasn't going to last forever, too.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Well, also, I'm not a marriage person.
Right.
You learn that after being married. You're like, oh shit, we could have.
If you aren't.
Because like right now, we have a kid together and we hang out and we like. I have keys to her house and I go drop off my daughter and I go into her house and I say, hey, here you go, and we're like really good friends now and everything works out.
Yeah, no, I know that. I definitely have noticed.
Married. That's why. And I seriously, and there's also I don't have a girlfriend that she hates, and there's a bunch of other stuff that went along with that. But,
Okay.
Right. But we get along really well now. It's really cool.
I was gonna say because I definitely noticed that there was a time when you were really like did not like
Women.
her. Well, and women.
Yeah,
specifically.
it was like my mom is a really bad person. She's just
right.
as far as people go, she's bottom rung, con artist, liar,
Oh wow.
addict, just the worst stuff. So in my experience, up until comedy, the biggest females in my life were really bad people. And so,
I'm sure you've been told
saying,
that that's a sign of becoming a serial killer too, right?
No, but I'm not saying like my ex-wife is a bad person or ever even was. It just that part didn't really mesh with me, and I just
right.
When I found comedy, it was a place that I could explore this part of myself that I'd never shared with anybody else, including her. So it was like, I've been hiding this part, so...
That's interesting, because, like, I never had that type of person that knew me. Like, up until, like, the last couple of years, nobody really knew me at all that well. Like, not even my parents or, you know, anybody in my family, because a lot of my stuff was just inside, and I didn't, like, talk to people, or say what I felt about things. So I wonder, like, if I had someone that knew me that well. I guess Jesse is the closest person to knowing me that well, I guess. Jesse Priest.
Has he seen your penis?
I don't think so, actually.
Oh. I like the surprise in your face. Like, huh.
Well, no, I was thinking about it because... Like, I kind of thought that he would have, but I can't think of a time when he did, because I am very, very not the type to be nude in front of other people.
Come on, Geoff, you whip out your dick all the time.
Yeah, that's me. It's funny because I've had lots of friends that are that guy, but I can't. I am not that. I do not do that.
Yeah,
so.
Being above the age of 30 and a male, you've probably had friends that whip their dicks out.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a younger kids thing anymore.
That's just such a good sign of how men are. Like, just the fact that that's a thing. Like,
it was always, I loved it every single time. Like, there was a party or something, and some guy would walk in, and he's like, "My dick's out!" And his dick's out, and everybody just like points at it, and they laugh, and then he just walks away or something.
Well, also
it's hilarious.
And it's also like, obviously it was like scared of like, well, I don't think like size-wise I'm gonna like even if I'm not small,
right? I'm
not gonna take the chance. Like,
oh yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
And also like you don't want to be like just having an off day.
Well.
I swear to God, every other day.
Actually, if you get him from a profile, he's doing pretty good.
He looks.
And there's the grower shower thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some people are like.
So I'd say
that's like a Margaret Cho routine right there.
A couple years into being married, I wanted to start comedy so bad, but didn't know how, and then I just drove by this place, Capital City Theater, and I was like, well. I guess I can do it there. So then I walked in the front door one time. It was unlocked. And I come in, and there are two adult males laying on the floor. Back when it was Old Stage, duh. They're laying on the floor with a projector on the wall watching a scary movie. And I'm like, I don't want to scare strangers. And I'm right here, and they don't see me. And so I just went like, hey. And they both went, ah! And I was like, oh, okay, hi. How do you do comedy here? And they're like, we have, okay. They told me about open mic, and then I went to one of those, and then at the open mic I learned about the improv class, because when I saw the open mic I was like, I can't do this, because I had such stage fright that it was like...
I do remember the first couple times you went on stage, I think.
I was probably super nervous.
You were nervous, and it was like one of those things where like, oh, wow. I mean, it just stuck out of my mind because you were nervous.
Also, like, I've never had a huge lack of confidence off stage. So, like, when I'm just talking to people, I have no problem, like, talking to people and doing whatever.
Yes, I am aware.
But it was... a huge difference for me to go. It's so weird to go like, oh, I'm so comfortable talking to all these people around, and then they all watch you go change as a person and go, and you talk fast, you start sweating, you shaking, and they're like, well, he just wasn't doing that
right
over here.
And that's something that a lot of people that are just like, I'm funny at parties, I'm going to go up on the open mic, and then they get up there and they're like, oh, nothing that I'm gonna say is funny.
Yeah, but that's very satisfying as someone who has worked on it,
right?
And
sure,
because we've all gone through that. We've all
Oh,
done
yeah.
that thing of like you go up there and you try for something and people go no, and you go, oh shit.
Well, but there is, to me, I can always kind of tell the difference between someone who's actually trying to do comedy and someone who's just like, well, I could do that.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's just like, whoa, these guys are fucking idiots. I can just walk up on stage and own the room. Like, that type of person doesn't come back, like, over and over again, you know? They'll maybe try a couple more times, but...
You know all those times Casey Russell Dunn has come back?
Wait, who, Casey?
Casey Russell Dunn?
Oh, the...
One
wait.
and done?
I don't think...
The cancer guy?
Oh, okay.
That dipshit?
I was thinking of Casey, the motivational speaker guy.
Oh, no.
Who's
that guy
like
is
the most amazing person ever.
He is the exact opposite of
Right,
that other
right.
piece of shit.
No, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
I have cancer.
Yeah, and then he does not and such.
Wait, he doesn't have cancer?
No, he does not fucking have
What?
cancer. Yeah, that's
Oh
why
my
he
God.
is a dipshit.
I honestly thought that he had cancer, and that
He
was just shitty to use that to try and get laughs.
And
Especially
yes.
when he was like inviting all his friends,
Yeah,
and then they just left after
he
him.
He brought 40 people.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, and so they all, got the T-shirts.
I hate him more now.
They all got the T-shirts that had Capital City Theater's name spelled wrong. And,
What?
Oh yeah. So
Oh my
somebody,
God.
I love myself so much sometimes. So somebody posted their picture of his signature on that shirt and said Casey Russell Dunn.
Signature.
Casey Russell Dunn, one and done, Capital City Theater. And I was like, it's Capital City Theater. At least you only made one of those T-shirts though, right? Because he made like 60 of them.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
This story is ballooning out of control in my mind now. Like,
okay, so let's...
He literally said
on.
one and done.
Let me finish something real quick. So then I took 2 months of improv class to get comfortable enough to get on stage at the end. That's how I started comedy. No, that's fine. I just had to finish it. Casey Russell Dunn is a man that came here and he's like, I have cancer and I want to do an open mic set because that's one of my bucket list things to do before I die. And of course the theater was like, cool, come do an open mic set. That's great. And he's like, I'm going to bring a shitload of people. And the theater was like, oh my God, that's fantastic.
Right.
And he's
As
like,
they
okay,
would.
yeah, of course. It's a business. And so he comes here and there's all these people and they're all these really fucking asshole rich white people. Like fake tits,
Yeah, I
fake
remember
face,
that.
blonde hair, like stilettos, and just like, who are all these young, gross. And so
these guys are talking about jerking off or something.
yeah, it was that attitude the whole time. And then it was finally Casey's turn, and he goes up, and he gets a standing ovation for walking onto stage. And then he's like, hello, and then he gets a huge laugh for saying hello. And then he makes about 3 minutes worth of personal references, pointing to different people in the audience that he's related to, works with,
like
or are
a
friends
fucking
with.
corporate show or some shit.
So all the comics in the room were like, "What the fuck is going on?" And then he says in his set that he goes in for another test to find out if he has cancer on like the next week. And everybody's like, "We love you, buddy!" And all the comics are like, "What? Fuck this." Okay. So
Wow.
then.
I remember there was a kerfuffle, but I didn't know like it was for that reason.
I'm only like a third done with this shit. It's crazy.
Oh my God.
So he goes up and so all the comics are like, he doesn't actually have cancer? So then after his set, he starts talking to people. He's like, fucking killed it up there. I'm amazing. This was great. And all the comics just kind of like walk away from him like, oh, Jesus Christ, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And so then he starts texting people like, hey, can I take you out for a drink and pick your brain about comedy? Because I've started my comedy career. He has a comedy page on Facebook that is, I'm adjusting sound real quick here. He has his own comedy page on Facebook as a comedian. And so
One and done.
Yeah, so One and Done was on his T-shirt. DUNN. You can look all this up on Facebook. So he comes back for another open mic. This one he doesn't bring a bunch of people, but there are about 5 people from the first time he came that come also. And it's also a slow week.
Right.
So we have probably 10 comics signed up total and about 5 audience members. So there's probably like 10 people in the audience.
Mm-hmm.
And so he puts on Facebook, if it's not me on the show, and if I'm not promoting the show, nobody comes to it.
I hate this guy so much.
So much.
I am boiling with rage.
And so he goes up and he bombs so fucking hard. So hard. And all the comics are standing up, arms crossed, staring at him like, you motherfucker.
Yeah.
You deserve this so much.
Oh, my God.
He thought that like he was going to get that standing ovation reaction for walking up and being like,
Right.
I'm this guy. I'm the fucking backroom Costco douchebag.
Wait, he works at Costco?
I have no idea. He's such a dipshit. This guy sucks.
No, I'm glad you told. I'm glad that this is memorialized.
I guess I was more than a third done.
Well, we can get into the fractions of it later.
I haven't really
Sure.
talked that whole thing out anywhere. So
yeah, no, I'm honestly.
that you didn't know.
Well, I mean, I knew I saw him go up, and I thought he sucked. Yeah, no, I knew he sucked. I just didn't know like how much he sucked.
Yeah.
I don't know. You've also like evolved a lot since you started in comedy too.
That's true. I used to be like I've had jokes like the word transphobic is very loosely used, and I think it should be more pointedly used, and it should be like narrowed down at least.
Okay.
Because I had jokes that were transphobic.
Okay.
Absolutely, and I was totally in the wrong, and I totally get everything I was doing wrong. Like now,
because I mean, I knew that was true, that you knew that you were wrong about it, but it's just not everybody has heard you say that, I guess. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, well I don't really talk to that many people.
Right. I just people evolve. I think everybody goes through a period where they're saying things because they don't know exactly what they are yet, and
well, it's like a little kid screaming in the corner, "Give me your attention!"
Right, and also you don't know that using shock or just getting a reaction out of people can be a bad thing, and you know what I mean. Like it's cheap, and moving past it is a big part of evolving as a comedian, I think.
Well, and I love learning through comedy. I love it. It's my favorite thing. And
me too.
It's the best way to learn for me that I've been able to learn about life because I had that kind of stuff. I had that kind of material, and like people that were around me were like, "That's fucked up of you to do." And there were comedians that didn't say anything to me about that. But
I think technically I'm one of them that didn't say anything to you.
Well, you kind of, I mean, you kind of did. You're like, well, that's not. You shouldn't say that kind of stuff. And I was like, whatever, yeah. But
well, like that is what you say to me a lot. So.
But there's some things that hit you in a different way. Like, so after I had a couple jokes. Actually, I think it was just one that I tried to work a lot, and I was like, this. But I think I was just. I think the thing that sucked is it worked. The joke worked, but with the wrong people. And now looking back, I'm like, that's disgusting that worked. God damn it.
Yeah. But I hate it when you have a joke that does that. Or because I mean, I've had that too.
Especially, well, I mean, like you've never had something like that, but like in hindsight, when you're like, I was doing something terrible and people loved it.
Or like, jokes that involve like Nazis and things like that. I've done things like that in the past.
Been a Nazi?
Yeah, no, I've. Ooh, this is a big scoop. No, I was not a Nazi. I just
need to clarify in case there's anybody out there that thinks that I might have been a Nazi.
Nope, not a
You're
Nazi.
Correct.
Man. I was a Nazi before it was cool, like now.
So I had a joke like that I did probably, I'd say around 10 times. And so Jesse Priest, he wrote a joke right then. And in my opinion, Jesse was telling me through his joke, you're wrong, and this is why you're wrong. And I just did a joke that made people laugh.
Yeah, no.
How is that not the best way to tell someone?
Oh, it's
like for me, because it's like nobody's yelling at me, so that's kind of nice. And I get he created art, and also showed me the correct way.
Yeah, no,
I mean, like it's just it.
I miss like when he was doing comedy because he's good at that too.
It's like a Buddhist way to teach someone. Like I'll show you something nice, even though you're being a piece of shit. I'll show you something nice and teach you, and I don't know that will stay with me forever.
Yeah, no, that's cool too. Well, and and obviously, like, different people have different ways that they come to that. Like, I think everybody is a little amused at like my obsession with Todd Glass, but it's just like it was a time when I was doing comedy that when I listened to those episodes of the show, like it was kind of early on in the show, or like the run of the Todd Glass show, that he would talk about this stuff, and I would be like, oh, like you don't have to like shit on someone in order to like be funny,
right?
Like you can be funny without being mean is a big part of it, because like it's kind of one of those things that when you start out comedy you think maybe that's how it's done, because
Totally.
there are a lot of comedians that do that, and they're not usually the good ones either. So
well, I mean, the comics that do uplifting things that are positive and make people laugh are the ones that have been doing comedy for a while.
Oh,
you
definitely.
And people that are new, they're like, here's something. And they just...
Yeah, I said this F word.
It's a way to, I think for new people, it's a way to like, oh, I'm just going to get out all my hate here. And like for me, it was like Ray
McMillan.
I was confused about... I'm so much older now. No, it's like I have grown as a person because like I've had a kid and got a divorce, and like I've gone through a lot of things that have just been like, hey, you need to like, there's real shit happening in your life. Just grow up. So
well, that is, Todd did call it like evolving. It's like,
totally
why not evolve? Why not like why? No one's saying you can't say those words, but why do you want to?
Yeah.
Like that argument always like stuck with me. Like, why do you want to use the R word, or you know what I mean? Like, why is that important to you?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, why not be a good person? I don't know. Anyway.
No, yeah, it makes sense. Like, if you know that it makes someone feel bad.
So, but yeah, I always thought it's interesting, like how people come or like evolve. But we got like actually pretty serious on this.
Yeah, I only cried a couple times. out of my pee hole. I put my hand up like I was whispering, but it was just a microphone.
You're not actually making it quieter. You're making it louder.
It's long distance whispering.
That's really creepy. Oh, I'm playing Resident Evil 7 right now. I don't know.
Are you really?
No. I did watch the cutscenes movie.
It's an interesting thing when people say like, "Hey, here's something," and then you're like, "Oh, that's totally plausible." Really? I had 2 cups of coffee this morning.
I
didn't really. That was a lie. Ha! Got you.
Gotcha comedy.
Got you with the plausible.
Gotcha comedy. That's my new thing.
Gotcha
now.
comedy.
Gotcha comedy. I didn't do that. No,
gotcha.
Just like say like, I went to the doctor the other day. I didn't go to the doctor. You fell for it. Comedy joke.
Are there other kinds of jokes?
Shut up.
Are there
tragedy jokes?
Well, I mean, yeah, but it's
there's only 2 things: comedy and tragedy.
What's a joke that has nothing to do with comedy? Tell me a joke that I was going to say. Tell me a joke that isn't funny, but that's really easy to do.
I'll just do something for my act.
Hey yo,
hey yo, gotcha.
Do you think you're going to close on skeletons ever again?
Close on it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
you don't record, do you?
I don't. I don't really record because I know I'm not going to listen to it. Is mostly the reason I don't. I should, just because I should have documentation of it at some point, and it would be nice to have like a video recording so I could like enter contests and things.
Contests?
Not contests, but like like shut up.
I hope I get a balloon.
Well, the thing where
you see, I got a goldfish from the comedy contest.
You got to throw your jokes at the wall, and if it hits the right, not contests, like
festivals, or just shows.
Yes, shows.
Yeah, just putting it out there.
If anybody wants to book me, they can contact me on Facebook.
I think they'll just Facebook you.
Yeah, probably. They'll probably be on the show.
Yeah.
Someday.
Hey, criteria for being on the show. Do you know Geoff?
Well, I mean,
Hey,
Who else am I gonna get on the
you've
show,
got,
huh?
You've got guests lined up out the ass, so I'm nothing negative here.
Well, yeah, I'm looking to get George Carlin in a couple weeks.
Hi, I'm George Carlin. I'm also DMX.
You only have one voice.
I have one gruff voice.
One gruff voice.
I'm also that dog.
Wait, the dog from the first episode?
No, the dog with the trench coat on.
Oh, no. That was the...
I got a trench coat on and I'm a dog. I fight crime.
Mac Grift.
Hi, I'm Mac Griff the Drifter.
Mac Weldon.
Nope.
I mean, shit. Don't sue us.
Every time you reference something that is already a property, I'm just gonna say nope, and then you have to have some way out of it.
Like,
let's wrap it up on a game. You got a game.
Which one loved Jesus?
What are you saying? Oh, which one loved Jesus?
Which one loved Jesus?
This game is always great.
I have to find songs now.
All right, you got a song?
Got a song.
All right.
Does this band love Jesus?
All right, let's see.
This
about
is
this
kind of a tricky one too.
I'm in for some tricky ones. Listen. Yes, this band's the one that loves Jesus. I know for a fact it is. Final answer. Yes, it is. Yes.
You're wrong.
I'm wrong? Oh, guess that game's over.
Although,
what's the next game?
The singer did eventually love Jesus. That's...
Sorry. I'm messing with your sound music.
Fucking right.
We got a bad scene?
I've got so many bad scenes in my brain. It's really quite amazing. So yeah, we're gonna do It's a Bad Scene, man. That is not the song that I normally play.
Nope. We're gonna do a different take on this. We're gonna do a random song, and then we'll sing a jingle. All right. Do you have any bread? For the doves over here, I need more bread. Sir, do you sell bread? You look like a traveling bread salesman. We could be friends.
That is what I do on my off time. But I'm actually the town pigeon police officer, and we actually don't allow people to feed pigeons because it's actually bad for them.
Bad for them? How is it bad for them? They seem to love it. They don't get to fly back up to the trees, but they just kind of roll around down here. It's like little pig birds.
It actually gives them gas, and it causes pigeon cancer.
Pigeon cancer?
Yes, pigeon cancer.
Oh, my grandma was telling me about pigeon cancer.
It's a devastating disease.
She sat me down one day, and she was telling me all about the things that go with the pigeon cancer.
This sounds like it's going to be a long story.
The thing that Grandma said to me, you know that you have twin pigeons all the time. You take your bread to the park and you don't know which one's which. There's this... I forget. It's a very famous song that you might even know about pigeon cancer.
If you don't stop feeding these pigeons, then you'll get arrested. I am the pigeon officer, and you're under pigeon arrest.
Oh, no! So now I have to go to jail, Mr. Pigeon Officer?
You have to go to pigeon jail. And
pigeon jail?
You don't want to mess around with pigeon jail.
What's the difference in pigeon jail? All I was trying to do
was...
There's
a lot more shit on the floor.
My grandma, when I was little, she said, feed the pigeons, but don't give them cancer, because you know what happens when you're the responsible for giving the pigeons cancer. You know what happens. Do you know what happens, Mr. Pigeon Police Officer?
Oh, I can tell you.
I'd love to hear all about it.
When you eat these
pigeons,
you will die.
Oh, no.
And your ashes will be scattered.
Where?
amongst the pigeons you gave cancer.
Oh no, they're gonna eat me?
Then they'll shit out your corpse.
They'll shit out my corpse or on my corpse?
Both.
Okay, because they'll shit part of my corpse out, and then they'll keep shitting onto that corpse that they shit out in liquid form.
Well, see, because when you spread the ashes, they'll eat the ashes, and then they'll shit out the ashes, and then they'll eat the shit, and then they'll shit out the ashes shit, and it's a long cycle. And everybody gets cancer. It's really the worst thing you could ever do is to feed a pigeon.
Hey, Bradley, you see that guy arresting that old man over there? That's crazy. Hey, I'm gonna go over here. You throw me that frisbee, okay? This is a great park.
Wait, this frisbee? Because I got like 30 of them over here.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't want any of those frisbee golf frisbees. I still have the scar from when you tried to throw one of those fucking drivers at me.
Well, I mean, you really should pay attention when someone's throwing around a shuriken frisbee.
Well, it had the blades on it. You're like, saw blade, motherfucker! And I was like, here comes.
I'm sure it didn't help that I was wearing the ninja outfit and was upside down on the top of the ceiling when I threw it.
Right, you were screaming Naruto, and I said, I don't know what you're saying. Throw me the frisbee.
Oh, I think he's funny.
Me too. And I have a song to tell you, Troy, about Naruto and how hilarious he is. I like Naruto. It makes me laugh. I drink coffee and watch Naruto in the morning time. So watch out when I watch Naruto too much, because that day I've been laughing. Go fuck yourself. Give me that frisbee.
Let's here you go.
Thanks. I was gonna.
Hello, my name is Naruto.
Oh,
hello.
Oh, wait.
I'm out here getting in touch with fans. Hello.
Wait, this is that guy that's on Hollywood Boulevard? But I guess we can give him kind of, he looks
I dress up like Spider-Man sometime.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
I'm not sure of my own ethnicity, but I am Naruto.
I don't think it matters. You're in cosplay. Tell me all about your cosplay voyage. I want to know about your whole pantheon of costumes that you dress up as.
Pantheon, this very big word.
I also like to work out my fucking brain and my frisbee skills. Pantheon.
Okay, here it goes.
Yeah, excited.
And then I put on all my shorts, and then I look like Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon.
I am Sailor Moon.
Okay. Uh-huh. It's chilly out here in December. Why are we in tank tops in the park in December?
I don't know, but Jesus is coming soon.
Oh, okay. Oh, is that one of your costumes? Oh, I get it.
I put on Santa's hat.
So you got Sailor Moon.
Santa Moon.
Sailor Moon, Santa Moon.
Nothing I do is really make sense.
Naruto, and Spider-Man.
Yes.
When I say Spider-Man, I slip right into Stan Lee.
Well,
I want to hear how
everybody
you
knows
dress
that. Well,
as-
that's Spider-Man was built to create more Stan Lee clones, because every time you say his name, or sorry, Spider-Man name, not Stan Lee. If you say Stan Lee, you turn into Spider-Man. But if you say Spider-Man, then you turn into Stan Lee, and he has more use, like people for the throne.
Thank you, officer, for letting me out of this. It's nice that I can just talk my way out of something. It's rarely, seen that a white man will let me just be another white man and explain how I want out of a situation, because I should get out of a situation because I am a white man.
Well, the white people are the real minority in this country.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what
Everybody
I'm saying.
looks at me like I'm the problem.
Well, I know, right? Yeah. It's all the Jews' fault, really.
Hey, that's not something that I didn't. Do you not?
Oh no, I meant Mark. We just call him the Jews.
Oh, that's just his nickname.
It's his nickname, the
Oh,
Jews.
hey, the Jews. How are you today, the Jews? Tell me. Hey, the Jews. Tell me about how your day's been, the Jews.
Well,
I'd like to hear all about how your day has been.
I went down to get a schmear.
Yes?
No fucking idea what this song
Tell me about your day, the Jews. I'd like to hear about it. Please tell me about it. Tell me about your bagels and fish.
Well, they taste salty and it's got cream cheese on there, so it's very tasty.
Oh, schmear.
Sometimes I will eat fish. Gefilt.
Oh,
You know.
that's why they call you the Jews. I
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah, because I like salty food.
All right, well, I'm going to go back to Walgreens and get some more bread. I mean, oh no, I'm going to get some more candy bars for these birds.
Well, candy bars. Okay, that's better than bread.
Is that legal?
It will give them. It will kill them, but it won't give them cancer.
They'll be smiling when they're dead, right?
Yes,
Because it's like, I had to take 5 this morning. How sad can I be? I'm a bud.
It's similar to if you were to give like a dying man a prostitute.
Oh no, look at that tree. It's falling on me. Oh, you see that little old man? He just got a tree falling on him. That's crazy. I think that I should say something. This man, he's dead, and that's fucked up shit. At least I had my phone out so I could film it. World Star and Live Leak. Gonna get so many fucking hits this week. Sweet.
I'm Mark Zuckerberg, and you're gonna be famous.
Oh, that robot's talking to me.
And scene.
Yeah. Let me slip back into myself here. Hey. It's me. Very, very similar to what I was just doing. I gotta ease back into it.
Oh no, you get stuck in those characters. I remember hearing Daniel Day-Lewis talk about that.
I'm so method.
Oh yeah, you're
Man.
the method man.
Yeah, I raced you to it in one.
God damn it! That was my Wookiee. I just showed him my penis.
Are there any other games? Oh, here, let's play this game. It's called Which One of These is My Right Hand? Ready? I'm going to hold up both my hands, and you guess which one's my right hand, okay?
This seems like a really easy game.
I don't know. Okay, 1.
Now, do you mean correct hand or right and left?
Okay, ready? I'm going to...
Yes, I'm ready.
All right. Ready? You got to
They
guess
don't love Jesus.
which one of these is my right hand, okay?
Okay.
1,
Okay.
2, 3.
It would be really cool if you could fart right then.
I wish I could fart. I just pulled my pants down. I figured that'd be a good.
that'd
be a good visual bit.
That is the incorrect hand.
My pants match my microphone.
I mean,
I
his
can't
pants,
pull them all the way up right now, so they're just down. I'm sorry.
You can't pull them all the way up because
I got a belt on.
Because you got a boner.
Because I got a boner. I got a boy. What's that one? You got a clown horn in your
It's
pants?
a clown horn. I'm sorry. I'm just stealing from other comedians now.
No.
Okay.
All right. This has been a fantastic episode. I'm glad I got tricked into doing this.
Yeah.
I'm still going to report you for all this other bullshit.
Do you want to do the commercial this time or actually we could play a game for the
game for the commercial. I like games. Tell me all about it.
Pull up your pants first. Now that your boner has subsided
Oh
somewhat.
no, it's still there. I
Well,
tucked
yeah.
it back into my butthole.
Tucked it back in the butt. Well, it's good to have like one of those like segmented boners.
I like your accent there.
It's segmented.
have one of those segmented boners.
It's good to have.
It's like a snake tail, or even just his snake.
Now we're Group X.
What's that?
Oh Jesus! It's before your time.
What's your girlfriend's age?
Shut up, Judge.
She's 55.
Oh, okay. You do know Group.
So,
Who? No.
what's this game? Oh, sorry.
Shit. No, fuck.
For $100, if someone can write in to send it to Geoff, what's this noise?
It's 100 Geoff coins, though. Not dollars are for fucking idiots. No, let's do one word. A one word.
A one-word story.
One-word
For
story.
an ad. Okay, we're gonna improvise a commercial here.
I'm making sure my body is ready. If I reference it more than once,
What's
it makes
our
it better, right?
what's our ad for?
For
our-
Randy's barbecue sauce.
Randy's again? Sweet.
Of course.
They're
Yeah.
a good sponsor. They're always
Do they make anything else?
they have stuff in the works. It's TBA, TBD, TBS, TNT.
Tuberculosis?
Yeah,
Okay.
they're coming out with the cream for it.
Let's
Go
to
the
store,
and
eat
lots
of
Chinese
dumplings.
because
They
look
small,
with
giant
sesame.
crackers,
Though
yet
also
crayons
don't
eat
anything
remotely.
Chinese.
Also,
Chinese
tampons.
taste
Somewhat
like
barbecue,
sauce.
which
Comes
inside
bottles
which
have
the
ingredients
of
birds.
droppings.
Randy's all-purpose barbecue sauce.
butt. We're gonna head out here.
Thanks for having me on this trap show,
Fucking-
Geoff.
But first, gonna get some plugs.
Plug.
Plug. Oh, shit, I did it again.
Turn it off again. Plugs. All right.
Get them plugs in your butt.
Last? Oh, can I plug last night? March.
It was
March,
really good.
March 14th. Zach Chapel, everybody. Part 2 of episode 4, part 2. It was a to be continued.
Mhm.
It got taken over by a rival show. It's going to be great.
It's gonna be great.
So March 14th, Zach Chapel, everybody, and March 28th, Dirty Dozen,
Mhm.
and I got the Friday Night Funny every other Friday.
They're all fucking great shows.
Yeah, there's one tomorrow night. So that's going to be a really good show. I'm really excited. Emma and Dash are hosting. They're going to do some bits. It's going to be great. The Pod Chaos.
Ooh, yeah.
That's my podcast that Salem Comedy Studios. That's the Facebook page that I started for the podcasting network. If you want to do a podcast, talk to me. I'll help you set up a podcast, and that's what Geoff did. He talked to me, and now he does this. So hey,
And like the Facebook page, we have a Facebook page community thing. So if you want to like yell at me or tell me things that you think that you want me to do,
send him some
it's very likely that I'll do it.
Suggestions.
Oh boy,
Send him in some suggestions.
It's
hard to
really
say.
hard to say. Suggestions. Suggestion. Yeah.
Yeah, the Pilots podcast. I work on that one too. I edit.
That's like my favorite thing ever right now.
It's really good. Just check out all the stuff at Cap and just click on stuff that has our name on it and see what's going on.
All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. I feel dumb. Woo!
You've been listening to Geoff Needs Something to Do with your host, Geoff Parks. Recorded in the Salem Comedy Studios at Capital City Theater. Produced and edited by Chad Johnson.
This has been a Salem Comedy Studios production.